Pretty good basketball.
No, we need to stop.
Who?
Oh my God.
It's Tim.
What?
Okay. What do you think? So
Can I murder Barry, please?
you may not. Now, we're good.
$1.50.
Not quite actually, but that's okay.
Oh.
They did it. We're gonna talk dollars. But I had an embarrassing experience yesterday, and I didn't think about it until after. But I was.
Or is it $1?
I was. Does anyone know? He's a grade 9 student with Connor Reeves.
Nope. Yeah, the kid who was like in here for like a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah. So Connor's a great kid. He was doing a guitar contest last night. And I was proud of him because he's a grade 9 kid. And I think that takes a lot of nerve to get up there and do that. Big stage at the Scotia Centre in Niagara Falls. And like most of the kids were in grade 11 or 12 doing this thing. And he got up and played Guns N' Roses. He did a great job. He did a really good job.
Did you record it?
Yeah, I filmed it actually.
Oh, can you watch it?
No.
Why not? Why the hell not?
Oh, you watch at the end, right? I was teaching that. So anyway, as you know, I got a car recently. It's an electric car and I'm proud of it. I love this. So one of the things about it is it's got like a little navigation map and it shows you places that have free charging. So like they just show up on the map. And so as I was driving to Scotia, I saw like, oh look, right next to it, there's a free charging port. And I thought, that's great. That makes like the trip here free. In fact, it'll put me back up to full by the time I'm out. I'll probably make money for every driving this thing. Like 40 cents in the pocket for Orlando. Right?
Yeah.
So I went there and I found this place and it was right next to the Scotia and I plugged in. And I saw this thing and I came out. And I saw now, I didn't see it on the way, there's a big sign, it was at like a hotel and restaurant saying like, free for restaurant and hotel guests only. Oh, and I thought, oh, that was douchey of me. I was douchey, I just stole electricity. And I felt bad. That's the end of my story. I stole something.
Tell somebody feel bad. I wouldn't.
There wasn't a way to that. Like I think they only want like.
I'm when you were bad now, I just feel like.
There wasn't like a booth or like a.
They might want to put a fence around it.
Well, I think it occurred to me that that was pretty much common sense. I could have figured that out. But anyway, I felt it.
Hey, it's there.
Yeah, really.
Like there's
It's
a
a shame
vending machine there.
And I
I'm
really
getting
love it. Yeah.
You're rocking the bowl.
It depends on, if you just plug it into like a wall outlet, it takes like 10 hours. But if you plug it into a 240 volt, like a dryer outlet, it can do it in about 3 hours. And then but it's just like a diet electric car. It's not like a Tesla, it's not like the new Bolt or something. It's only got about, depending on the weather, like today it says I'm gonna get 50 kilometers. On the weekend when it was a little warmer, I was getting about 65 kilometers.
Why does it, like,
In really cold weather, you might get 30.
why does it change?
Because, and you know this too, has anyone ever accidentally, I guess you guys don't drive yet, but if you've ever left your car accidentally, like your phone rather, accidentally in the car overnight, in the winter, anyone ever done this?
Nope.
When you get back out, what's the battery look like? Like real low. Like cold weather is really tough on batteries. Because a battery is a physical, like it's chemistry happening. This chemistry teaches about a battery works by a chemical reaction happening that releases electricity. And all chemical reactions get slowed down as we cool things down. And they get sped up as we heat things. This is why you keep, and it's part of why, it's also because of bacteria, but this is part of why we keep food in a fridge. Because reactions in general, including the reactions that allow bacteria to undergo their own metabolism and grow, happen slower when things are cold and faster when things are hot.
That's right, I keep out of the danger zone.
That's right. See, I see somebody has taken the safe food handling cert. No, have you not done food cert?
Oh, I just took the course.
Yeah. So whether they called it that or not, that's the first thing you do in food.
Culinary art.
They
We have to learn how to cook soup.
There you go.
Yeah, I was
Lots of
in
soup.
that class and I
Soup.
switched into contract.
I
Okay,
made,
so this
we made like some fries.
There you go.
Some more soup.
Some
more soup. Cleaning after drinking.
Yeah, won't take us long. Will not take us long. Okay,
I ate so much food cooking.
so
Between that, the free stuff that Gene gave me, and the stuff that I actually paid for, the stuff I ate while cooking. Overall, it was a pretty good class.
okay. So
Oh,
yesterday's note, we looked at finding the rate of change when we have a graph.
yeah.
Today, we're just gonna really quickly look. If we don't have a graph to get rise over run, can we still find the rate of change?
Should be.
Obviously, since I'm giving you a note, the answer is
No.
yes. Yeah, we can do that.
You make impossible questions.
I do sometimes. So let's talk about how. Now, first of all, if you wanted to, you could put this on a graph, then draw 2 points, then draw your triangle, find rise, find run,
I like it.
and get your rate of change. But we can do it directly from the chart. We can do it directly from the chart. Because remember, when we look at a graph, what does slope equal? What's the rate of change equal on a graph? Yeah. So if the rate of change,
So could we just do like one side divided by the other side?
that's exactly what we're going to do. But we have to be a little careful. So I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. The rate of change is rise over run. Well, rise is really just the change in how far up and down. Gentlemen, look at me here.
So
Keep-
what? You're
I
why?
have to do this lots. It's the change in up and down, which is the change in y.
Yeah.
And I'm going to introduce you to a letter here that we use in math to make our lives easy. When you see this little triangle, that's the Greek letter delta, and delta means change.
I want Delta plane.
All right? Whenever you see that little triangle, that's the Greek letter delta, but it just means change. Why do we use a symbol instead of writing the word change? Yeah, it's just easier. It's quicker. It just takes up less space.
Just like theta.
So it's the change in y, and then the run is just the change moving left and right, and that's the change in,
So triangle left.
very good, delta x,
Triangle left.
maybe pyramid x. Okay. So I just want to be clear here. It's not y divided by x. It's the change in y divided by the change in x.
So what? Delta y divided
Yeah.
by delta x.
So we have to figure out here, any table, the first one is x, the second one is y, because the table follows the alphabet, right? X comes first, y comes second. So here, even though we call them t and c, the first one's always your x if you graph it, the second one would always be your y. So we need to figure out the change in y. Well, let's look. Let's make a new column here and call it delta y, the change in y. When we go from $0 to $1.50, how much did that change by? Great, up or down? Good. So this goes up by $1.50. And this one, I made this one pretty boring. How much do we go up by going from $1.50 to $3? Yeah, another $1.50. I made this one steady. There won't always be. What about when we go from $3 to $4.50? Another $1.50. Good. And I'm just going to save you all the excitement. Oh gosh, I don't know what I did. I think my email.
Yeah, getting more scammer emails.
Not that I've seen. So if I got more scammer emails, it means I fell for it.
Yeah, what would you actually do if that actually happened?
Well, I told you about the time I accidentally crashed the entire DSPN network, did I not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I would
I'm that guy.
do just what I did that time. I'd go, and then I'd blame it on Mr. Kelford. Like, Mr. Kelford, you stop using my computer. Throw him right under the bus. And they'd believe me because they totally
You've been here
wouldn't,
longer.
which isn't true at all. But whatever. Okay. So here we go. The change in Y, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50. What's the change in time here? The change in X? From 0 hours to 0.5 hours, that's going up by, yeah, 0.5 hours, just half an hour. And then going from 0 to 1, or from 0.5 to 1, that's another half hour. And then this one is another half hour. And just in case you were worried, this one is another.
74 hours.
There we go. Okay. Now we have a bunch of delta y's and a bunch of delta x's. We can pick any pair we want. Doesn't matter. In this case, they're all exactly the same because I kept the chart going at a steady rate. But I'm going to pick this top one here. Top row. What's our delta y? How much did the price change by? $1.50. How much did the time change by? Half hour. So in a half hour, the price went up by $1.50. Good. Now we're going to use that down here. How much did the Y change? The Y changed by $1.50. How much did the X change? It changed by half an hour. Now, let's do this on our calculator. I mean, you might be able to do this in your head, because it's a relatively straightforward.
What'd you do?
Oh, I hadn't dropped it, then I dropped it. This is why I can't have nice things. This is why my wife got so rude when I carried the kids around.
Don't jump, Gregory!
You know, I like to think that
We'll kill you!
like by dropping him on his head so many times, if you do that one more time, if you do that one more time, just one, I will have an attack, the likes of which you've never seen before. Honest to God, what is with you people? That when somebody is talking, you think it's appropriate to sit there and make a loud noise over and over again.
Yeah.
I can't. But in a serious moment, like I just want to throw this out there. We're gonna pause and just have a little etiquette lesson. Just etiquette, just niceties. Like,
Oh, here we go.
you know, I'm just saying, like,
Sentimental Orlando.
no, not sentimental, just manners, just good old fashioned. I think, and I'm not just saying this, I think every student should have to take a manners class, and not just once. I think every year, half a semester. Yeah, every other day. I think every other day. I think one day. I think on Mondays you have to go to etiquette class. Tuesdays you should have to go to managing your money class. Wednesdays you should go to etiquette class again. Thursdays you should go to managing your money class, and just go back and forth. I think if I could blow up the curriculum and start again, people should know how to handle their money. We should talk about that every day in school. And people should know how to handle themselves in polite company. And we should talk about that every day in school.
Honestly, if they had a class where you learn how to manage money.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm
it's so important. A good friend of mine from high school, a guy named Mark Wall.
Your taxes too.
I do. You take grade 11 math of any description, we will cover doing your taxes. So I think it's important.
Oh, thank God.
Anyway, so a good friend of mine named Mark Wall, a guy I went to high school with, went to university in British Columbia, and he got a summer internship working for free with the Minister of Heritage in 2004. So that was under Chrétien, I guess. No, Paul Martin? I don't know. Anyway, it was under one of them. And so he moved to Ottawa for the summer, and he worked for this guy, and he ended up getting a job. So when he graduated university, this guy hired him. Good job, government-paying job. But his boss made him take a private course in, and this is the off-the-cuff, in mingling. And this was a course where they taught you how to go to like a dinner party or to go to some event, and how to work the room and mingle and introduce yourself to people. And where do I hold the cocktail napkin with the stupid little like fried shrimp on it? And what do I do with the napkin when I'm done?
Wow, I should take that class.
And
Still don't know how to talk.
you know, you've got the glass, and where do you put it after? And if you're meeting like a foreign official, how do you introduce yourself to them? If you're meeting all these rules, all these people, and they learn about different cultures, right? Like what's considered rude to somebody from, you know, most South American countries versus most Asian countries, what's considered rude, versus European countries, what's considered rude, because these people have different things. In some cultures, you shake hands. In other cultures, they don't want to shake your hand. So how do you know that, right? Things like that. He took a whole course in it. And the final exam, what did they have to do? They had to go to a big dinner party and practice all these things. And they were filmed and then graded on it. I'm just saying, I wish we could do that. Now,
See,
back to
I wish
this.
we could do some of that. Like,
Yeah.
know how to talk.
Yeah, maybe less the cocktail shrimp. That's a bit yuppie-ish and probably won't come up a lot in your life. But if you had a job in Ottawa, it'd probably come up a lot. Because they love to spend your money on things like cocktail shrimp. So anyway. Yeah, tax money at use. So let's do these quickly and then we can get to work and I can shut up. Do this math on your calculator. If it's $1.50 every half hour, first of all, just in your head. If it's $1.50 every half hour, how much for an hour? $3. Good. But I want you to actually do this in your calculator and make sure you get that same number. 1.50 divided by 0.5 is 3. And then let's remember the units here. 3 what? 3
Doll hairs.
$3 per, well, not half now because we've done the math, per hour. Once we do the math, we get $3 per hour. And again, remember, a rate of change isn't just a random number. It's related to something. Last example, and then I'll set you to work. So here, go ahead and find the differences. And be careful. I put a sneaky one in here. Trying to fool you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, you already fooled me.
Oh, yours is the crazy blue phone.
Now, no, we look at 5, it's probably going to be 5.
You got 2, 20, 15. Why do you think like 4, $5? Or what do you
Right, okay. 750. Okay. No, 250 and 750.
You'll trust what?
Really fun.
Rather put it in front?
What do you want?
What
is that?
I don't know, you didn't get one?
I didn't get a paper.
You're looking at the wrong one.
Yes.
What do you mean you didn't get a paper?
I didn't get a paper.
Yes. You just realized now.
Orlando has you.
This guy's looking at the wrong graph.
Well, no, I can see why I'd be confused. I used the same two examples from the last note.
Use the same one.
Yeah, I used the same examples from the last
Oh,
note.
really? It was the same thing as that.
So, no, it is. Just yesterday we didn't find the rate of change from it. Today we're finding the rate of change from it. So no, he's not crazy.
Okay.
Well, you get this done, then you can go. Okay, so let's talk here. How are the x's changing? Madam, going from 0 kilometers to 1 kilometer, how much did we change? Come on, from 0 to 1. Ladies? This one right here. First one, going from 0 to 1, what's the change? It's not your question. 1, good. Specifically 1 kilometer. Now, when I go from my first kilometer to my second, what's the change? 1 kilometer. When I go from 2 kilometers to 3, what's the change? 1 kilometer. Good. And then when I go from 3 to 5? 2 kilometers. Good. Okay. What about going from $5 to $7.50? How much has the cost changed? $2.50. Okay. What about $7.50 to $10? $2.50. What about from 10 to 12.50? $2.50. And what about 12.50 to 17.50? That's a $5 change. All right? You will get tables of values that skip numbers. That happens. As a scientist, I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I was for a while, and I was a science student. We don't always take every measurement. Sometimes you miss some. Sometimes the equipment doesn't work. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you're on lunch break. Whatever, you don't get every measurement, and that's okay. But remember that the rate of change we've always said that's the rise over the run. But remember that rise really just means changing the up and down. And the up and down is the y or the x. Up and down. Is that y or x? No.
I know what this is. The run is the X. Rise is Y.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I gotta have somebody say it. Otherwise I feel like I'm cussing. Okay, it's all good. Now, we need to pick a pair. Doesn't matter which pair we pick. I want to pick this bottom one. What am I putting in for delta y? If I pick this, $5. Good. And what is the change in x? 2 and 2 what? Very good. And now, no, but you're totally right. If we actually do this division, what do we get? Do it on your calculator. We get $2.50 per kilometer. Good. Remember, every rate of change is something per something. Whatever the y-axis is, per whatever the x-axis is. And there you go. By the way, would I have gotten a different number if I had picked this pair? No. I get the exact same number because I would have said $2.50 divided by 1 kilometer. And that's the same number. As long as you do the table, it does not matter which pair you pick. By the way, that means when you're going to do this on an assignment, do you need to write all of the delta x's and all of the delta y's? No, you can just do the first pair and then go. As long as you know it makes a straight line. As long as you know it's a straight line, you're good. Okay, so we are going to spend some time working on the group of questions I gave you yesterday. If you've done them, then I can give you the next stage of stuff, but if not, that's what we're going to work on. You guys are welcome to the road resource. This is what we'll work on tonight. Oh, of course, I'm sorry. Yeah, just a moment here.